Hey everybody, Scoutcrafter here. I need to restock my supplies and I need to make some more dried banana chips. So I got about 5 pounds of beautiful Chiquita bananas. They're golden ripe. Unfortunately, even though I like to eat them this way, they're too ripe for me to dehydrate, and I'll tell you why later. But this is the Nesco dehydrator. We're going to be filling it up in a couple days once these get spotted. So stay tuned. Okay, it's been about 3 days and the bananas now are spotted. This is a process as they're starting to ripen. We don't want to get them too much further than this. This is about perfect. If they start to get too brown, they get a little mushy and the texture is not right. Well, we're going to get ready. We're going to peel them and get ready to dehydrate. Okay, now that we have the bananas peeled and ready to go into the dehydrator, the first thing we have to do is some people like to slice them into little discs, but I found this to be the best way. If you take a banana and you break it in half and then give it a slight squeeze, the bananas all grow into like a figuration. There's three pieces that they'll break into, and then from here I just lay these onto the tray like this until they take up most of the room, and I'll show you what that looks like in a minute. Okay, when laid out on the tray, each tray should look something like this. There should be enough room, ample room around the edges so that the airflow does travel through the dehydrator. And when we get this stacked up, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, now we have 5 trays of bananas stacked, and they're not touching each other. Now we're going to put the lid on, and we have it set for 135 degrees right here, 135. And we're going to leave that go for at least, it's probably going to take a couple days, so I'll give you an update every few hours, every 10 or 12 hours, and we'll take a look at what they look like. Okay, it's been exactly 12 hours. Let's take a look at what's going on inside the dehydrator now with the bananas. Okay, they're starting to come along nicely. As you can see, they're not quite finished yet because they're still a little bit soft and plump, and they have to be more dried out if they're going to last a long time. So at this time, what I'm going to do is I'll rotate some of the trays. Every once in a while, if you rotate them this way and that way, it's good, but I like to switch top to bottom. This Nesco dehydrator is really good at flowing the air all around it, no matter how. So we're going to leave it in. It's going to take probably another 12 hours, but they got to be kind of leathery before they're finished. So we'll give it another few hours and check it again. Okay, it's been 24 hours, one day. Let's take a look at what we have here. Okay, they're coming along nicely. Now these are, as you can see, sometimes they stick at first, but then these are very close. They're just still, as you press them, just a little bit soft. And as you bend them, you could see they bend easy. They shouldn't bend as easy, so they're not quite finished, but they're very good getting there. So again, as you can see, each tray looks almost identical. So this does a great job in all the trays getting enough air. So we're going to give them a couple more hours, and that should be it. So we're real close. Okay, it's been about 30 hours, and these are just about done. I call these done. Now, what you want to look for, and it's important to remember when you're doing any kind of dehydrating, is that you want to get enough moisture out that you don't have to worry about any bacteria or anything growing. Now these, though, you want them to, this is snapping a little bit. Some of them will be a little leathery. I guess you want them in a consistency of like a jerky. You don't want them totally dry where they're cracking, but you want just a little bit of plumpness in some of them. But these are great for oatmeal and anything that you have to do like cooking wise. And even eat them like this, but they're a little bit chewy. So now we're going to put them in some mason jars and we'll call it a day. Okay, this is about the final yield of all those bananas. It comes out to about 5.5 jars of dried. These are very dry and good for over a year easy. But if you make them a little bit less dry, a little bit more leathery, then you might want to use them within 6 months or so. But I use them, like I said, in oatmeal. They're great. They plump up. They get soft. So if you're considering making some of these dried bananas, this is the way to go, I think. It's very easy, very simple, and I guess between 24 and 30 hours, you got a load of bananas. Okay, hope this helps. Take care.